Hello and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be looking at the latest transfer stories. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona could part ways with three players if they sign Dembele and Raphinha. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barcelona are hoping to raise 150 million euros through player sales this window. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, as we get right into it, please make sure to subscribe if you have not subscribed. If you're a lover of FC Barcelona, don't hesitate to do so. Give the video a like and also make sure to watch the video right up to the very end. With the summer transfer window open, Barcelona's squad for the upcoming season is starting to take shape. Barcelona have brought in two new players in Andres Christensen and Franquese. More incomings are expected in the coming days as they are close to re-signing Ousmane Dembele on a 2-year contract, while a deal for Leeds United ace Raphinha is on the horizon. The potential arrival of both the forwards could jeopardize a place for some of the existing players on the roster, according to Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo. Memphis is one among the players who could be forced out of the Camp Nou should Barcelona decide to bring in both Ousmane Dembele and Raphinha. The Dutchman Depay enjoyed a solid enough debut campaign with Barca last time out, but the potential arrivals of Raphinha and Ousmane would see Depay get pushed further down the pecking order of things at the Camp Nou. Alex Collado is another Barca ace whose future could be dependent on what happens with Barca's pursuit of Dembele and Raphinha. De La Masia graduate Collado spent the second half of last season at Granada and was believed to have a place in Xavi's plans for the upcoming campaign. But that will likely change if Barca bring back Ousmane Dembele and Raphinha, the third player who could be forced out of the club if the aforementioned signings go ahead as planned, is Ace Abday. The 20-year-old Moroccan ace joined the club only last year and made an impression when given a chance with the first team by Xavi. He was expected to be handed a full-team role by Barcelona staff, but the potential signing of Raphinha and Dembele could lead to concerns for the young star, who could leave in search of regular game time. So looking at how things are going right now for Barca when it comes to Raphinha and Ousmane Dembele, we might likely acquire both of them, which of course would be something great for manager Xavi and the staff. And these three players, Memphis Depay, Alex Collado, and of course Ace Abday, will be greatly affected by those two players if they sign for Barca. I think yesterday we did spoke about Memphis Depay when it comes to how his future will be somehow affected by Ousmane Dembele resigning that 2-year contract. We know Memphis Depay has been, linked with an exit from the Camp Nou for a long time now. Even though he's not keen to leave, he still thinks he can bring a lot to the team. But the truth of the matter is, if Dembele successfully signed that 2-year contract and Barca finally get their hand on Raphinha, to be honest, it will be difficult to see Memphis Depay retain a place in the team because of the fact that the forward department is really competitive. We have Aubameyang, we have Ferran Torres, we have Ansu Fati. Just imagine that Barca finally get their hand on Robert Lewandowski. That would just finally push most of these forwards out, especially Memphis Depay. So Memphis Depay might really be a sacrifice if Leeds United's winger Raphinha heads to the Camp Nou, as well as Ousmane Dembele signing a 2-year contract from what we have been getting. Alex Collado as well, a player that Xavi have been considering, given as many people knew that Ousmane Dembele will not likely renew with Barca. Xavi was contemplating of keeping Collado, evaluating him first of all during this pre-season before assessing the option or the possibility of keeping him for next season. But looking at how things have been right now, it is unlikely to see Collado stay at Barcelona and playing regularly, as well as Ace Abday, another young star from the academy that of course have been so promising lately. Things have not gone too well when it comes to Ace Abde's future at Barcelona, and things might not even be going too well again if Barca successfully get their hands on Raphinha and sign Ousmane Dembele on a 2-year contract. So let's see what happens if actually those two right wingers come. How to what extent will it affect most of those forwards? Will it actually make the players that we've just mentioned in the form of Memphis Alex Collado, and Ace Abde depart, or Xavi will have other ideas? We'll just have to wait and see what happens in the upcoming weeks. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona activating the first economic lever alleviated their financial concerns to a certain level and allowed them to go ahead with signings of Frank Kessie and Andres Christensen. The club are working towards selling the remaining 15% of the TV rights, the revenue from which will further enable them to go after their desired targets. However, at the same time, Barcelona will need to sell players to make room for new arrivals on the wage bill and so raise more funds. And a new report from Sport has provided an update on Barcelona's plans with regards to their player sales this summer. It states that Barca hope to raise a little over 150 million euros from selling players in the ongoing transfer window. Barca have already brought in 25 million euros from the sale of Philippe Coutinho and Ferran Jutla. Clement Lenglet has left on loan and will not be bringing in any fee, while Remenag's departure was also a free transfer. But Barcelona hope to fetch 10 million euros from Sporting CP for Francisco Trincao, while they have slapped a valuation of 5 million euros on Oscar Mingueza and 8 million euros on Martin Braithwaite. Memphis Depay's future is also uncertain as the Catalans are closing in on the signing of Raphinha and Ousmane Dembele. The Dutchman is carrying a price tag of 20 million euros, while his compatriot Frankie de Jong will likely fetch 80 million euros if this transfer to United or Chelsea goes through. Sergio Dest is another player who is being linked with an exit, with Barcelona setting an asking price 20 million euros for him. Barcelona could also stand to make a sum of around 4 million euros from a sell-on clause inserted in the contract of Jean-Claire Todibo, who could leave OGC Nice this summer. All these potential sales at the price tags that Barcelona expect could help them make as much as 152 million euros. Whether they can get their desired values for the players on sale is the big question though. Player sales will be very necessary this summer. There's no secret about that. We know going into this summer, Barcelona had already made it clear that departures must take place. A lot of departures must take place. They want to clear out fringe players or players that are deemed surplus to requirements by manager Xavi and his staff. And it will be very important, very necessary for Barca to take out that action, because there are some players that they're just occupying Barca's wage bill, eating the salaries without doing anything. And when we consider the fact that Laporta wants to really, bring back this team the way it was in the past, it is very, very compulsory for Barca to carry out departures. Of course, departures have not been easy to come by. We have been getting some of these players trying to make life difficult for Barca by trying to say they don't want to leave, they want to see out their contracts. But as it stands right now, Barcelona still expect them to leave no matter what. And of course, if they don't leave, then might be Barca will go for contract terminations. So Barcelona are expected, according to this report, they are expecting at least 150 million euros from these player sales. If actually all of them do work out, we are expecting that. That's a huge amount that Barca can use to facilitate other activities in the transfer market. So let's see how these these sales will take place. Of course, Lenglet have already gone to Tottenham. Remenage have gone. There are still players that need to be sold. Umtiti, Pjanic, Ricky Pitch, Braithwaite. There are still a lot of them. So we still have a lot of activities to carry on in this summer transfer window. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.